Too many times I've seen people come into my office having made mistakes with their Social Security benefits that could cost them and their family hundreds of thousands of dollars. I want to prevent that from happening to you because just like them, I know you work very hard for your money. So today we're going to go over 4 simple ways to increase your Social Security retirement benefits. First, let's go over exactly how the Social Security system works so you know the factors that lead to an increased benefit for you. Social Security is an income replacement program that pays a monthly income to adults age 62 or older who qualify. And in order to qualify, you have to work at least 10 years while paying FICA or payroll taxes. Now, let's break down how this works. If you look at your pay stub, you might see 15.3% going towards FICA or payroll taxes. This is broken down to being paid by you and your employer, half and half, or if you're self-employed, 100% of it is paid by you. So that would be 6.2% going towards Social Security taxes and 1.45% being paid by both you and your employer for Medicare. Altogether, if you add that up, that equals 15.3%. Social Security is calculated based on the average monthly income of your top 35 years of earnings over your lifetime. And that is indexed for inflation based on the average earnings in the year you turn age 60. Now, doing this makes sure you're being paid in today's dollars and also that you're keeping up with the rising cost of living. I'm sure you've all noticed everything's getting more expensive. This calculation is called your average index monthly earnings. And the higher it is, up to a cap of $160,200 per year, the more you'll make in Social Security benefits. Another important factor to consider is how this average index monthly earnings turns into the amount you're actually going to make in Social Security. You must understand that Social Security is meant to be a safety net to decrease poverty rates for adults age 62 or older after they stop working. And because of that, it's designed so that a higher proportion of income is replaced for lower income workers. That means that the first dollars you put in count for a lot more towards your benefit than your last dollars, especially if you're a very high income earner. Let's break down exactly how this is done so you can do the calculation for yourself, or at least so you have a rough understanding. Out of the first $1,115 of your average index monthly earnings, 90% will go towards your Social Security benefit. Then from $1,115 to $6,721, only 32% will go towards your benefit. And above that number of $6,721, only 15% will actually go towards your benefit. The final factor to know is that the amount of Social Security benefits you get depends on when you file. You can file anytime between age 62 and 70, but if you file early at 62, you could lose up to 30% of your benefit permanently. If you wait until full retirement age, you get 100% of that calculated amount we were talking about. And if you delay until age 70, you can get up to 132% of what your full retirement age benefit would have been. Now that you know the factors that go into calculating your Social Security benefits, let's get into the 4 ways. Number 1, work for a full 35 years. As we went over earlier, Social Security is calculated based on your top 35 years of earnings. But for every year out of 35 that you do not work, that's a 0 on your earnings record, which will proportionally bring down your average index monthly earnings and thus the amount of Social Security benefit that you're going to receive. So say you have 14 years of not working out of 35, right? That would lead to 14 zeros on your earnings record, which would bring down your average index monthly earnings by 40%. What can we do about this? The first dollars you earn count for more of your Social Security benefit. Remember those 1,115, that first one counts for 90%. So one thing you can do is to get a lower earning, lower stress job just to get rid of some of those zeros on your records. One of my clients very brilliantly did this by stepping down from his high-stress corporate job with deadlines and office politics to teach ukulele lessons to kids at the Guitar Center. Not only did it increase his Social Security benefit by removing zeros from his earnings record, but he was able to enjoy doing something he loved, all while earning a little bit of extra income. Number 2, hedge your bets. There's an element of betting when it comes to timing your Social Security retirement income. That is because none of us knows exactly how long we're going to live, but you received an increased benefit for the longer you delay until age 70. How can you hedge your bets? Let's start with a single Social Security filer so you get an idea of how this works. If you're single, you want to consider 2 factors. Number 1, how healthy are you? If you're single and you pass away before collecting Social Security benefits, all that money that you paid in over your lifetime working 35 years or more will go back to the government. You will never see a penny of it. That is why I rarely recommend that single filers wait until age 70 to receive their maximum benefit. What I do recommend is that if you're in great health, waiting until your full retirement age, and if you're in poor health, taking it as soon as you can while not working. That's because the second factor is, when do you plan to stop working? You see, if you take Social Security benefits while you're working and make more than $21,240 in a year, for every $2 above that you make, you're going to lose $1 in Social Security benefits. So you want to be intentional about stopping working, and only in that first year that you stop working, taking your benefit. So for single filers, you want to take it somewhere between the age of 62 and 67, or your full retirement age. If you're in poor health, it's best to take it earlier, as long as you stop working in the first year you take your benefit. But if you're in great health, you can maximize your benefit and hedge your bets by waiting until your full retirement age. Married couples have much more flexibility when it comes to their Social Security benefits, because each spouse can individually choose when to file and receive their own benefits. And because each of their retirement benefits can later be used as a survivor benefit for the surviving spouse if one spouse passes away. How can a married couple hedge their bets? To do that, you want to have the spouse with the largest benefit maximize their retirement benefit by delaying until age 70. And you want to use the smaller benefit, whether it's a spousal benefit or the lower earning spouse's retirement benefit. You want to use that as early as you can when they stop working to bridge the gap or create supplemental income so that the other benefit can continue to grow. Let's say you have a husband who has a benefit of $3,000 per month at full retirement age, and he's married to his wife who has a benefit of $1,500 per month at her full retirement age. What you would do in this case is take the larger benefit, the $3,000 that belongs to the husband, and let that cook until age 70, where it's going to reach a total of, up to $3,960, or 132% of what it would have been at full retirement age. Now, as soon as the wife stops working, you want to have her turn on her benefits, and that can serve as supplemental income to allow for the delaying of the larger benefit. Essentially, what you're doing is you're using the smaller benefit to allow the larger benefit to grow. Number 3, maximize survivor benefits. Social Security is actually a great form of life insurance as well. That's because if you pass away, your spouse can step up to your retirement benefit if it's larger than yours. And in that case, they would be turning your retirement benefit into their survivor benefit. And another thing to consider is they can choose to do this switch whenever they want to, or whenever it makes the most sense to them from a planning perspective. That's why, as a rule of thumb, you always want to maximize the largest retirement benefit, because it can be used as a survivor benefit for the lower earning spouse if you pass away. Let me demonstrate. Let's go back to the example from earlier. A husband has a monthly benefit of $3,000, and his wife has a benefit of $1,500 per month. If he maximizes his benefit to $3,960 by delaying to age 70, that would become his spouse's benefit if he passes away first. She could jump up from hers of $1,500 all the way up to $3,960 if she waits until full retirement age. And that would be paid to her for the rest of her life. Now, what happens if the lower income spouse passes away first? Let's think this through. In that case, the higher earning spouse would simply keep their retirement benefit of $3,960. So no matter what happens, your spouse is protected and you're protected as well. Now let's go back to this switch that we were talking about. Widows and widowers can switch between their own benefit and a survivor benefit whenever they want to, as long as they're eligible for Social Security. Let's say that a survivor benefit is lower than your own retirement benefit. Well, there's actually a special rule, and you can take survivor benefits early at age 60. So the surviving spouse could take their survivor benefit at age 60 and use that to supplement their income, while their own larger benefit grows to its maximum capacity at age 70. At that point in time, they could choose to file based on their own earnings for their own retirement income and thus maximize their benefit in any eventuality. Survivor benefits are very powerful, so you always want to make sure that you maximize the biggest survivor benefit if you're married. Number 4, know the rules. The first thing to know is that you can see your full earnings history and projected benefit amount for each filing age at ssa.gov. Another thing is to understand the rules for your specific situation. Because if you're entitled to money and you don't file for it because you didn't know about it, the government's not going to come knocking on your door trying to give you extra money. They're in enough debt as it is. One thing to understand is the do-over strategy. This is a great strategy for people who filed early, permanently reducing their benefit, and then later regretted it. And with this strategy, what you could do is take your benefit early, let it grow, and then at your full retirement age, suspend it. And what happens is it will continue to grow by 8% year after year. And if you delay it until age 70, at that point in time, you can get up to 99% of your full retirement benefit amount. Another thing to understand is the rules for divorced people. If you were married to any ex-spouse for more than 10 years and you've been divorced from them at least 2 years and are currently unmarried, you can claim off of any ex-spouse's earnings history or any ex-spouse's benefit for your spousal benefits. Now, spousal benefits are worth less. They're only worth 50% of their full retirement age amount. But I've seen this example before, like you may have had a spouse who was a doctor, a high earner, and that 50% may be much more than yours was, especially if you were not working the full 35 years. Doing this does not affect their benefits at all. And if you're qualified, you can see their earnings history and your spousal benefits at ssa.gov as well. As Pablo Picasso put it, learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist. Now, I don't want you to break the rules of Social Security, but I want you to know the rules well enough that you can carve out as much for you and your family as possible. If you want more information on how to manage Social Security or any other financial decisions, sign up for our Smart Money newsletter. Everyone who signs up is going to get a one-page document that'll help you choose the best strategy for your Social Security. Of course, if you have any questions, drop them below in the comments. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And if you know anyone who might benefit, feel free to do me a favor and just send it their way so they can see the video and maybe get some ideas for their own Social Security. See you on the next one.